A 2-0 lead here now for Jin Air. An MVP on their last legs has to rely on their mercenary in Liquid HerO.
Very interesting that they send them out here in the third place match, or I guess I could call it the third match of the matchup. And this guy has so much pressure on him in the situation. He's down 0-2, and this guy doesn't even play for MVP. I mean, he technically does here in Pro League, but I don't know, man. This is going to be very hard. He's going up against one of the best Protosses in the world. This guy has won $100,000 at one point in one tournament. That's why he was nicknamed at one point $$O$.
Yep. I still call him that, man, all the time. This guy is big money, dude. This guy's not even new money either, because before that, he was winning all sorts of money, man. This guy's just used to getting money, and no wonder he's happy-go-lucky, he's smiling all the time. But this is going to be a big challenge for Liquid HerO. Map is Overgrowth, two-player map. I say cheese him. Or, at least,
I would cheese him, man.
At least do an aggressive opening. I'm joking about the cheese. I think cheesing him is actually probably not a good idea. It's probably best to, though, do maybe an Oracle opening or a Blink Stalker pressure.
Something we've also seen on this map sometimes, though, is like a very forward gateway. I just think, like you were saying, we're being a bit like facetious about this whole cheese him thing, but like I feel like SOS would be like, okay, you're a hero, I'm much better than you, I'm going to scout this, I'm going to go ahead and, send one probe over there before I, go and scout your base. I would love to see some kind of blink opening, maybe like a 3-gate aggressive style build out of HerO here. I feel like that would be his best bet. Yeah, I think so too. You never want to go toe-to-toe with SOS in macro. Sentry expand, don't do it. You want to do, just a safe, gateway expand of any kind, don't do it. DTs, don't do it. I think actually you want to just maybe do Blink Stalker pressure, 3-Stalker pressure, or the 3-gateway pressure. An Oracle opening, not a bad choice. Yeah. I stay away from the DTs, stay away from the fast expands. Yeah. But again, sometimes these players have a lot more confidence in themselves than we do, and sometimes they come out and surprise us with a very standard build to take out their opponents. Here's the guy we're talking about, HerO. There are, of course, two heroes here in Korea. This is the one from Team Liquid, mercenarying here for MVP. He's played a bunch of Pro League games, 30 and 27. That's over 50%, so a very strong record, in fact.
Yeah, and, we call him a mercenary, but it's my understanding that he is living and training with the team right now anyways, as most of Team Liquid's players are scattered all over the world because they travel so much, So this guy probably knows his team really well by this point, is very accustomed with them, but he's got a lot to prove. Historically, been a very emotional player, as we said before. He was, at one point, really, really consistently one of the best pros in the world. These days, he's just not quite on the level of his opponent here. It's not as consistent.
Yep. We'd love to see a very prepared, solid build, but we'll have to see. Here's the guy he's going up against. 6 Song to, introduce him here. He's got a crazy record in Pro League, over 66%. This guy was one of the most winning players in Pro League for last season. He's won a ton of money in StarCraft, known as one of the best Protosses in Korea and the world.
Yeah. He's getting close to 70 wins,
He's getting up there.
It's foreseeable. I mean, it is possible. He could even, break the 100-win club this season. Unlikely. I mean, we could see that, man. It's possible. He's
get 25 wins. Could happen. Or I guess even more than that.
33, I guess.
Wow. Okay, well, that's a lot of wins, man.
That's a lot, man. All right, HerO, the last chance for MVP. Or is SOS going to get the clean sweep? Let's find out on Overgrowth.
Down here in the bottom left in the red, player for MVP, it is HerO.
And up to the top right in blue, $$O$, SOS. One of the leaders of Jin Air here, he and Maru was heading it up. And, he just thinks it's going to be a 3-0 there.
Where is Tasia?
Yeah, where's Tasia? He's asking Choya, where is he at?
Well, I'm sure that's a question a lot of people are asking, especially if MVP go down today 0-3. You just pick him up. He's an incredibly strong player. He's performed across the world, many different regions. Where is this guy?
Where is he? That's the question. A lot of people are asking. The answer for now is not here.
Yeah. I hope we don't have another Beyond situation. That would be terrible.
I don't think we'll have that. I don't think anyone could ever have the Beyond situation, man. How can that guy continue to be placed on rosters, but nobody knows if he's really alive?
Good question.
Well, a little bit of an earlier gateway here for HerO. Not a 10 gate, but pretty close.
Yeah, 11. As close to 10 as you can get. And, you know, that opens up a lot of different areas, a lot of different builds you can make. You can go for fast tech. You can get a rushed out Stargate with that. You know, it's not the longest distance by air, as it's not the longest distance by ground. So definitely something you can go for. You could also just go for fast warp gate research. Get that out. You could also just get a faster mothership core. It opens up a lot of different areas.
Yeah. I mean, it's impossible to predict what he's got planned with this. We'll just have to wait and see. A very careful scout here. We were talking about this before. SOS, of course, is going to scout for cheeses. He knows he's the favorite player. He knows his team is up 2-0. Why not just be careful, check for proxy. Even going to check that classic proxy location, and then move back down towards the watchtower.
Yep. Doesn't go all the way. You know, there's an area over towards the left. We've seen Parting do it a couple of times, I believe, as well as some other players.
Younghwa, I think.
Younghwa, yes. That was another guy I was thinking of.
So, here comes that probe. Going to go all the way across the map. HerO will come out to meet him. And that will allow HerO to know also it's probably just a normal scout. No proxy is nothing weird. It'd be crazy to send a second probe if you were proxying, so that would just hurt you too much economically. You're already proxying as it is, so he's going to feel pretty comfortable. He wants to just come across the map, see the gas timing, see if he can see a mothership core being rushed, see the gateway timing. A Chrono goes down on the gate. That's what SOS can see so far, so a fast stalker.
Yeah. Knows he wants to possibly put on some pressure, knows he wants to deny scouting as well. No mothership core just yet. And back at the base of SOS, he's going for a very fast Stargate here.
I think. Let me see. Is he kill a second stalker? Okay, just got a pylon there. I was wondering his minerals went somewhere. HerO's. I'm getting a very close eye on what he's going to do. Okay, Twilight Council. And this, early stalker is going to try to poke a little bit, deny mothership core scouts. Keep any probes away. That might, get a little bit curious. We get a little bit nosy, trying to find out what he's up to. And the Stargate is almost certainly for an Oracle. To make a Phoenix here would be incredibly safe, and, well, there it is.
As you were saying.
Perhaps he expects Oracles himself out of HerO, because that would give him a great counter.
He just scouted that probe, though. He may get a little bit scared. That probe is over there on patrol. Usually what that means is, hey, I'm going to build a pylon near you. Beware. And HerO immediately brings that probe back. Doesn't want to give it all away.
No, definitely not. Well, second Phoenix queued. So far hidden. Pulling it up. Robotics goes down for safety. Does just go around and clear, just to make sure there's no mothership cores coming in.
Yeah. Now robotics, very safe, but also very key in defending this type of very fast blink play. We see him get a fast warp gate research. He's just been chronoing out, a lot of stalkers here, trying to get a presence on the map. Get that pylon down. He's adding the 2 gates now, and the blink is on the way.
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, that faster warp gate research isn't going to be too useful, considering he doesn't even have 3 gates up just yet. His blink isn't ready.
SOS has got this Phoenix. He can go in and scout everything in the base.
Yep, that's exactly what he's going to do. And, you guys didn't see it, but it just happened. Just scouted everything.
He's going to need an Immortal here. Goes for an Observer first.
Yeah, he doesn't see any warped-in stalkers yet, and he sees a few stalkers at home. And you can afford to get an Observer out, if you're not 100% it's a Dark Shrine, or rather it's a Blinker Dark Shrine. And then you can go to the Immortals, because if he just rushes across the map like super fast, that's what those Phoenixes are for, right? You can just pick up some probes and punish for that. Still kind of risky in some cases.
You can get the Sentry. He's going to go for it. There we go. You can pick those off so quickly. They're light units. Phoenix is great at killing those. Even gets a probe on the way out. And he's just going to walk away.
I think he hesitated for a second because he was like, oh, can I kill the probe to get the Nexus? He was just a bit too slow on that. But now for HerO, moving across the map to attack is a tough decision. I think he's not going to. Blocks the Nexus here with his own pylon. Just going to try to get ahead economically. with the faster Nexus he has. He can poke with the Stalkers to get some pressure on him, but he doesn't want to commit. He just wants to use those to defend the Phoenixes. And may add a robo of his own pretty soon here. Going to clear this watchtower, but the Phoenixes are nearby, and they pick him up.
That they do.
Doesn't even get to clear that watchtower, in fact. May take a second lift. Yep.
Yeah, just barely. With the 3 Phoenixes there. He gets his own Nexus, albeit far behind HerO's, but of course he's got those 2 Immortals out already. And I'm not even sure if HerO's identified that fact. His Observer's back at home.
Yeah, what is going on over at this pylon? He warped in 3 Stalkers at the gold base, and he is moving across the map now. And, you know, we have seen situations with only just the 1 Immortal out, where things get sniped, the Immortal gets sniped, and somebody's force shields go down, and it becomes a nasty situation. But he already has 2.
And he's got a 3rd one on the way.
It's almost halfway
SOS
done.
is not messing around with this.
He also has a Sentry for Guardian Shield to help protect as well.
Yeah, he's got the Phoenixes still out on the map as well. He's looking to go towards that natural, maybe pick off some of the probes.
Okay, HerO, this is your chance. This is your opportunity. What can you make of it? He has an Observer, and he snipes the Observer of SOS. Now he could try to blink into the main, but I think that might be a bit overzealous at this point. 3rd Immortal is out, making a new Observer meanwhile. Just trying to pick off some probes here. Very carefully, very, very carefully. A great little pressure play, even forcing the Phoenixes to go home. SOS getting a little bit nervous. HerO's playing this very well. Very, very well.
That he is. He did have this Nexus up for quite a while, but he never transferred those probes. I think he was just focusing on his micro here at the front. So now he's going to get that nice and saturated.
Yeah,
Whereas SOS is going to do the same thing back at his base.
Well, that's going to cost him a Stalker, that attempt to snipe a Phoenix, but that's a really good point that you make, Valdez, because what that means is the fact that he had an earlier Nexus never came into play.
And in fact, SOS is ahead in probes.
He's ahead in probes, and he had that faster saturation. Still has a better Immortal count. He's ahead in probes, you know, even after that little poke with the Stalkers. So, despite everything the HerO's trying to get accomplished here, he's really struggling. He actually decides to blink past this army using the line of sight blocker. This is a crazy move. I think this is HerO's mind of this is just so crazy it might work, but doesn't end up getting into a better position. Nexus cannon goes up here, but still several probes are picked off 3.
And there's their defense at the natural. SOS doesn't quite go for it. There wasn't much. There were 3 Stalkers, but not quite at the natural just yet. But now, going to get to working on those Phoenixes once again.
A rough spot to be in right now for Liquid HerO. Stalkers continuing to prowl the map, trying to find any stray Phoenixes, any stray units, trying to find if there's any pylons going down, if he needs to be worried about things like that. But back at home, SOS is just moving the tech forward. His +1 massively ahead. He's getting a Twilight Council of his own, possibly for counterblink even.
Yep, he's getting a bunch of gates as well.
Yeah.
Would not be surprised to see him just go for a big attack here. He's got Phoenixes for some lifts. And it's a very nice thing he's got going here. He had his Phoenixes even spread on the right side of the map, just checking everywhere he's scouting for, you know, hidden bases, weird pylon placements, just to make sure nothing weird is going on that right side of the map.
Now, SOS could just take a 3rd with this behind these Colossi, but the gateways, like you were mentioning earlier, seem to indicate otherwise. They might just hit this attack with charge.
He's got such a strong force at this moment.
Losing these Phoenixes would definitely hurt him, though. Loses 2, and a high chance loses the 3rd. No.
Yeah, not quite ideal, but at least he keeps 1 alive.
Something. Well, back at home, +2 now to accompany that charge. Big wave of Zealots coming in as well.
And keep in mind, ever since he was making, you know, just slow Immortals from the beginning of the game, he has 4 of them now, and the majority of HerO's army is Stalkers. He's got 12 of them, and, you know, you can pick off stuff. Maybe if the Colossus gets out of position, you can pick them off. Maybe you can go for counterattacks, as we're seeing out of HerO right now. But again, it's not good in a straight-up fight against 4 Immortals.
Yep. But let's see how SOS reacts to this, because this is a large amount of Stalkers. This is like 12 Stalkers coming in here. The warping of Zealots is the choice. He's not able to kill the pylon before they're done, unfortunately. And now, you know, he's lucky that there's no units actually to intercept him here. Had the army of SOS been just to the south here, would have walked into a trap. He's trying to catch him off guard anyways, but he's got a blink. Should be able to escape. Actually takes a Stalker with him. Great spot there with the Observer. And is now trying to retreat back. But those reinforcing Zealots are waiting for him. He needs to go to the left side.
Yeah, HerO's doing a great job of delaying this as much as possible. He's taking his own 3rd base as well. But again, SOS, he's got a much stronger army. He's getting his own third base at around the same timing.
Well, you know, HerO is basically, with the position he's put himself in this game, and even looking at the supplies we're at right now, and tech-wise, upgrades, he's like fighting with one hand tied behind his back, but he's still putting up a great fight. Trying to take these little advantages, almost snipes the Stalker. You know, you have to do things like this when you're behind. Costs him a little bit. He's trying to cut here, but Charge is going to eventually catch up with him. He needs to get out. And he gets his third base a little bit faster, but HerO starts to understand, or rather, excuse me, SOS starts to understand what HerO is doing. He's like, okay, you keep poking me with the Stalkers, you must be taking the third. I'm just going to take mine too instead of attacking you, because you're delaying my attack so much. I don't want to give away that advantage that I have in economy. And oh boy, these Stalkers again caught out here a little bit. That Phoenix attempted to get a Graviton lift, but this blink was too fast.
I really like this late Oracle play as well. This is not going to be expected at all. It can go into the main base, and if HerO's microing his Stalkers out on the map, not paying attention, Oracle can just fly in, get a bunch of kills, and fly out if you're not paying attention. The Mothership Core is with the army right now. It's not in the main.
Yep. That's another thing. We talked about this in the previous PvP. When you have a better Blink Stalker count than your opponent, sometimes you can snipe the Mothership Core. Something HerO might try to go for. Nice cannon here.
Yeah.
But look at the resources right now for SOS. He can make a ton of Archons here. All he needs is 4 Pylons. 6 High Templar for those Archons. 2 more Zealots. And picks off a Stalker even. That Oracle was attempting to just draw the army away so we get into a better position, but HerO does set up a nice concave here. And look at where his Mothership Core is. In such a great position to Time Warp, but he needs to be careful that doesn't get feedback because it is very far out there. There's a High Templar in this army. Oh, snipes the Observer, eliminating some vision.
Yeah, really nicely done. A couple more High Templar morphed in here.
HerO might want to try to get for us a warp in behind the army, but here we go! Time Warp right where it needs to be in the middle of this army. He's trying to micro those Colossi and that Warp Prism. That's what he brings it here for.
God.
But it's just an overwhelming victory already for SOS. He just had the much better comp, the much larger army, and HerO tried to delay this as long as possible, but at the end of the day, this was almost inevitable.
Yeah, man. SOS ran away with this game a long time ago, and here's the ending of it. We do see all the Colossi being swiped down. GG is called, and Jin Air do it 3-0 today. SOS for the follow win.
Tough matchups for the MVP team, especially this one, though. This was, I mean, a clear outclassing of HerO. Starting things off with a Phoenix opening, doing a very, very good job at controlling that game, dealing with the harassment of HerO very well, very patiently, never overextending his advantage, never attacking too soon, taking his own third base so he could help to reinforce that sort of attack, getting the pylons up before getting it, ready to attack as well. Jin Air with a solid performance today, and this is best case scenario. They get that amazing +3 indicator to go into their score.
Yeah, man. This is the Jin Air that everybody's watching and saying, oh my god, their lineup is so strong that we could have our first place team so far. They have lost one game, and CJ Entis is still in first. But Jin Air Green Wings, their lineup, every single day they come out, they play so strong.
And they don't mess around with the lineups either. They make adjustments here and there. You know, we saw Trap come out instead of Rogue, for example.
They're playing to win.
They are. They really are.
They said before, they're not using Rogue. He's coming out tomorrow, individual leagues, so they don't want to, have him play today. They want him to focus on that game. So Trap comes out. It makes sense. Trap, probably their 5th player in the lineup. They're going to use him.
Yeah. Well, you can see HerO not happy with that game. Player to get emotional and stressed out, but he stayed composed throughout that game, constantly trying to harass, trying to find. Here's a type of player who, if he's composed and he's behind, he will try to, kill one Stalker, even if it means he makes one mistake, he loses 5 Stalkers. He's like, I've got to try, right? I'm going for it. And he really did try his best there, but the clean sweep here for Jin Air. Marine Prince beats Marine King. Cure beats Lucera's weird, wonky Nidus opening, whatever you want to call that. And then SOS is able to defeat HerO in a PvP straight up.
Yep, kind of what I expected. I thought maybe Lucera would be able to squeak that one by Cure. It was some interesting play, like you said, but didn't quite work. Cure just a very strong Terran player there. Green Wings just looking super strong, man. They've got strong Terrans, strong Protosses. They got Rogue there to follow up for the Zergs as well.
Yeah.
Really strong team.
Indeed. Well, let's take a look at our standings after this. Jin Air in a close second behind CJ with that amazing indicator they got. Pushes them ahead of SKT. I don't know if you guys could hear the roar from the Jin Air fans on the crowd right now as, they're just on the cusp of CJ Andis right now. One mistake out of CJ Andis and they might be able to pass them.
Oh, of course. I mean, having lost the game and still be equal on indicator means that the second CJ Andis loses, Jin Air is going to push straight ahead. It's awesome as well for the fans of Jin Air Green Wings that they're ahead of SK Telecom, but also KT Rolster, as well as all the other teams outside of CJ Andis. It's a really big